In this video training, I will be showing you how to send an email broadcast out of Infusionsoft. This is going to be a workshop style session. So you are going to have some assignments. So at certain parts during the training, I'll have you pause, get your work done, and then come back and join me when you have that task finished. We do have a couple of resources for you here on this training. One of them is going to be some email templates. These are our quick shot email templates. And for this exercise, I would like for you to choose one of the cross-sell email templates from this packet. In order to do that, you'll want to think about the contacts in your database. And these cross-sell emails are intended for your current customers who don't have specific services with you. And it's an opportunity for you to upsell and get them to add on that additional service. So think about the data that you've been keeping in Infusionsoft, whether or not you've been tracking if they have managed services with you or VoIP services and so on. We also have a generic template, so you can choose that if you'd like as well. For the purpose of this training, I am going to be doing the VoIP email. So I'm going to be looking for current customers in my database who do not have my VoIP services, and will be sending out this email to them. So this is your first assignment on this session. Please review this packet and select an email so you can start to work on sending your first email broadcast. Go ahead and pause the video and then come back when you've selected your email. Welcome back. You've got your email selected, and now we're ready to get into Infusionsoft and start working on building this email. Before we actually build the email, I want you to verify the user signature for the person that this email is going to be sent from. That way, when we add the signature snippet at the bottom, it's going to populate correctly. So think about who this email is going to be coming from, and then we'll go to that user's record in your Infusionsoft account and make sure the information is correct there. So let's go to admin users. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click on my username here. And what you're going to see is a display here of the email signature. So this is what will appear in the signature snippet at the bottom of the email. You can browse and add a headshot if you'd like, and it will have the image here as well. The reason that I want to point this out is that any information that you have here is going to begin to populate over here. So you'll want to make sure that these numbers are correct and that you don't have your cell phone, your personal cell phone number here. One of our members emailed into our help desk saying, help, I sent out this email and it had my personal cell phone at the bottom. So this is where you would remove that. So make sure that you come in here and you check out this information and you make sure that that signature is correct. So at this time, I'm going to have you pause again and work on your email signature, and then come on back when you have that finished. Okay, so now we've got your email selected, your user signature is ready. Now it's time to begin building that email for the broadcast. Now, an email broadcast is when we send one email at the same time to an entire group, a segment of your database. Other campaigns that we have, emails will go out based on the individual, but this is a one-time email broadcast. So the way that we begin is we actually do our search. We want to pull up that list of contacts that we'll be sending the email to. So I'm going to go to CRM contacts, and you can do your search here. So if you have a specific group of contacts who are tagged, you could pull them up by their tag by searching for that tag here. What I'm going to do is do a search for all of my current customers who do not have my VoIP services. So I'll go here to the General tab, and I'm going to go to Person Type and select Customer. And now I've also been keeping track for all of my customers, whether or not they have our VoIP services. That is going to be over here in my Custom Fields, under the Custom Fields tab. So I'm going to scroll down and look for that field for VoIP services. I probably passed it up. Let's try that again. There it is. So in this case, I could select no if I've been really good about keeping track and indicating no on all of my customers. But I have a feeling that once in a while somebody may have slipped through. Maybe we got a new customer and we've been definitely saying yes to those who have VoIP, but not always remembering to mark no. So what I would suggest here is I'm going to change the search criteria to doesn't contain any yeses. I just know my staff is better about saying yes on those customers with VoIP services and maybe not always doing that no. So this is going to do it this way. So it doesn't have any yeses. And then I'm going to scroll all the way down here and click on search. So that's going to pull up my list. So I've got 17 current customers who do not have my VoIP services. This is the perfect group to send that email out to. Now, again, you may be selecting a different email to send out. So go ahead and take some time to get your search ready. Please hit pause and then come back when you do have that list prepared. Alrighty, so we are now ready. We've got our list and we're going to go ahead and start building that email. So I'm going to go ahead and check the box to select all. I could also uncheck the box for anyone that I don't want to receive the email. What I'm actually going to do here is only select some of my test records, so emails aren't going out to people that don't need to get that email. So, and you can see my criteria is up here still, that again, I'm looking for any of my customers that do not have VoIP services. So once I've checked the boxes of those that I want to send the email to, we'll come here to Actions. From Actions, you're going to see an option called Send a Broadcast. My next step is to click the blue button to get started. This will open up Infusionsoft's email builder. And I just want to point out, we do have some tabs here. The first tab has a gallery that Infusionsoft has created for you. Generally, we always use this simple text email. Robin recommends having emails look like it's coming from a person going to a person. And so not having all these fancy images and things in the email. So if you wanted to start from scratch, you could use this template and begin to craft your email. Now, if you've also liked to look at emails that were previously sent, if you've already written them, you could find them here. If you started an email draft, but you didn't actually go ahead and send the email or schedule that to go out, you'll find that here. Please note that under drafts, you will only see the email drafts from that you have created. So as you were logged into Infusionsoft with your user license, you created that draft, those are the ones you're going to see here. So if somebody else in your office wants to continue that email and they log in with their own credentials, they will not see that draft here. And then I want you to look here at this My Templates tab, because I actually have a great big surprise for you. So let's click on there. And what you're going to find is that we've actually added the email templates from that packet here to your template library for you. So you don't have to start over from scratch, or just, you have to copy and paste any of the text. Go ahead and look through the template library here and select the email. So I'm going to go here to my VoIP template. This is the one that I selected. So I'm going to just hover over it and click Use Template. So now is the time for you to go ahead, find your template, or again, if you wanted to just start from scratch, you can do that as well. And now we are in Infusionsoft's email builder. So when we start with an email, you'll hear me say this over and over again, but it's very important. We always start from the very top of the email and work our way down to the bottom. Infusionsoft hides some very important information up here. So I'm going to click here on details, and that's going to reveal some important information. So, we're going to start with who the email is coming from. Now, you can have it come from the contact's owner, or if you'd like for it to be coming from a specific person, you can select them. If we want this email to come from Allison, I would select that and click Save. The drop-down list there will contain any users you currently have in Infusionsoft. If the email address you want the email to come from is not here, you can always choose Other and put the name here and enter any email address there as well. So I'm just going to keep, we'll keep this coming from Allison. And then I'm going to double check my recipients. I had selected 4 contacts in my search, just verify that that's looking correct. And then you'll see that we've already put the subject line in there for you. So you can just go right over that. And then we'll scroll down to the body of the email. You're going to find that we use merge fields. So when we see this field or this code here with the little tilde before and after, this is that merge field for Infusionsoft. So it will merge in the name of the person, the first name of the person of that contact record. If you ever see these carets, this is placeholder copy. So this is not a merge field. Sometimes we'll use this for maybe your state name or the city you live in or something else. So look very carefully through the email. If you see carets, that's going to be something that you're going to want to update before you send the email out. I'm actually going to delete your name, because I'm going to add in a signature snippet here in a little bit. I also want to show you how to add a link to an email. Maybe you are sending an email out with a link to a blog article or to registration for an event you have coming up, or you want to drive them to a landing page to opt in for a free report. You might want to add in that link. So I'm just going to show you how to do that here. Let's see, click here, do download now. Okay, so whatever you want your text to look like, I'm going to highlight that text and then come up here. Now, sometimes when I click on this, it doesn't do anything. So what I suggest is clicking away, clicking on this white space. It worked okay, it worked properly for me at that moment, but sometimes it doesn't. So I just want to give you this little trick. I just click away, click back, highlight it again, and come over here to that link. And now there is a drop down here. I'm just going to keep it here as URL. And let's just put in that link, and we'll insert the link, and that text now has that hyperlink. So that will work correctly when that email is sent. Okay, so let's talk about some of these other snippets. You can add in, you just click and drag if you wanted to add in another text box, a spacer, divider, and so on. But let's take a look at the signature snippet. So I'm going to click and drag that to the bottom of the email. It gets a little touchy, so just kind of work with it until you get it in the right spot. And you'll always want to make sure that who the email is coming from matches the signature snippet. So I'm going to click on the signature, and over here you can see where I can select that user in Infusionsoft. So now I have Allison. So if it was coming from me, I would use my signature snippet. And that's why I had you take a look at that first thing to make sure that populates correctly. Okay, so now I want you to take some time and review your email, check who it's coming from, and so on. Review the email copy. If you want to make any changes, now is the time to do it. and go ahead and add your signature snippet. Please pause the video and come back when your email is ready. Very good. Well, this is very exciting. Your first email is ready. And so now I'm going to talk a little bit about testing it before we send out that broadcast. So you do have some options up here. If you want to click on preview, you can see what that email would look like on a handheld device. But I also encourage you to send a test email. That way you can see what it looks like, how it's showing up in your email inbox. It's a good way to just proofread again. If you have any links in the email, you'll want to click that link and make sure it's going to the right place. So I'm going to send myself a test. Now it's going to pull up users from this Infusionsoft account. But if I want to send it maybe to my Gmail, so I can see what it's going to look like over there, I could type in that email as well. Or if that person isn't a user in Infusionsoft, but just make sure you select it and you'll see it show up as purple there. Okay, then I could add, if I wanted to send it to somebody else as well, if I wanted Allison to receive it, I'll just choose this user also. Okay, so now I've got 2 email addresses for that test to be sent to. I'm going to go ahead and click on send. Now, please note that when you do get that email sent to your email inbox, this merge field perhaps is not going to be the correct name. The merge field that Infusionsoft will use, because it doesn't know who the email is going to, so it's going to insert the name of your default contact owner in your account. So again, don't fret if this is not showing up correctly. That happens sometimes. So, all right, so go ahead and send yourself a test, read through it, and click on any links in your email, and then join me back here, and we'll schedule this email to be sent. Okay, so your email has been tested and it is ready to go. So we're going to click here up in the right corner, review and send. Now don't worry, we've got some checking that will be happening here. It's not going to just send it right now. So go ahead and click that blue button and you're going to see that we have some options. Infusionsoft has options. There's actually only one option that I ever want you to use, and that's the schedule for later. This is a feature that Infusionsoft has built in to send at the best time today. That's based on all of their customers and what they're seeing, but they're all different industries. What Robin recommends is that you're sending emails Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. are the best times. Now, of course, there are other scenarios when you could send an email at a different time, but that's what is recommended. You know how cluttered your email inbox is on a Monday morning. You don't want your email getting lost in the shuffle. Also, you know how people check out on a Friday afternoon, so be careful about that as well. The second option is to send now. Now, if you send now and you let this go, the email is going out. There's no way to stop it. There's no way to make any corrections. So I don't recommend using this option. I recommend that you schedule it for later, even if it's for 15 minutes. That gives you a little bit of a buffer to go back and stop it and make any changes. It's all of a sudden somebody said, wait, I wanted to add this to the email. If you send it now, it's already out there and off to the recipient's email inboxes. So let's go ahead and schedule this for later. I'm just going to schedule it for next Tuesday, 11:30, and then I'll click schedule. Now this email is in the queue. And you do have this document that I've been following along with. I forgot to mention it here at the beginning, but this document does talk about the email, sending an email broadcast, how to do your searches, and then how to send the email broadcast. So let's go through this here a little bit. We just scheduled. So I want to point out how to stop an email broadcast because it's not easy to find. And some people will panic after it goes out and they see an error, they want to make a change. Have this handy so that you know where to find it. This is on page 10 here. So let me go ahead and walk you through this. So what you're going to do, if you, let's say I want to stop this email broadcast, I will go to Marketing, Email and Broadcasts. And then up here, we see Email and Broadcasts again, and select View Email Broadcasts. Okay, and now I can select, who this email was sent by. If you're not sure, you can select everyone. You can even put in a date range if you'd like. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit search. Here is that email that's scheduled. I can see under status that this is scheduled, but it hasn't yet been sent like these other broadcasts. I can see one that was stopped before, probably one of these other trainings I was doing, same email. But let's go ahead and take a look here under report and click view. This is where you're going to stop that email broadcast. And it's kind of hidden over here. It's kind of little, but this is where I would stop it. There's a button that says stop email, so I'll click that. Now it is stopped. If I decided it's okay as is, I could hit restart and start that email and just have it continue as it was scheduled. If I do need to go back and make some modifications, I'm going to need to go back and reschedule it. So I want to find that email, go back, pull my list, open up that email builder, and you can find the email in previously sent. There's that previously sent tab. You'll be able to find it there, make any of your changes, and then go ahead and reschedule it again. While we're here, so and another thing, as you're working in the email builder, before you actually schedule an email to go, you can always exit back out of it and it will save that email as a draft. Let's just take a look at that. Okay, so I'm just going to select all my test records here and let's go back to send a broadcast. Now, again, if I stopped my email, this is where I would come and get started again. And you'll be able to find that email here under previously sent. So as I come back, I'll just use this as a draft again. And again, if you are still working on the email, but you want to come back later and continue working on it before you send it, if you exit from the email, from the builder, it will save it as a draft. And all your changes are going to auto-save here. So if I wanted to, I could just click exit, and it will be here now under my drafts. Okay, so just another little couple of things I wanted to make sure that you understand. So let's move on to some reporting so you can monitor your email results. I'm actually going to take you back. Let's go ahead and exit here. I'm going to take you back to that the place that we stopped the email. That's where we can see some other information about that email broadcast. So let's go to Marketing, Email and Broadcasts. Again, under Email and Broadcasts, let's view those broadcasts. All right, we'll find an email here. We were sending out some holiday hours, so I'm just going to click View on that report, and you can see the total number of emails delivered, how many opened, how many were unopened. If there was a link, we could see how many people clicked the link in that email. If you click on that number, it will bring up the names of those contacts. You can see if anybody opted out, if you had any spam complaints. So this is where you could just really monitor the activity of that email broadcast. And then finally, I'd like to show you a couple of dashboard widgets that will be helpful for you to monitor your results. So let's head over to our dashboard. And let's click to add widgets. The first one, which is actually one of my favorite widgets, is recent activity. I'm going to go ahead and just click to add that to my dashboard. And you can see what's been happening. We can see that Allison was notified of that task that I had created earlier today. We can see who is opening emails, who's clicking on links in emails, who's filling out our web forms. We can see Owen clicked on a link here. So it's just nice to see, it's kind of that instant gratification. After that email broadcast goes out, you can see who's opening it, see who's engaging with it. Maybe not a widget you need here at the top and in the top left corner, but one, just to keep your eye on. It would be helpful to see if there's, a hot prospect that you've been, just trying to get to schedule that consult with you, and you see that they are interacting with one of your emails. Maybe they clicked on a link to read your free report. Might be a good idea, because you're probably on their mind to go ahead and reach out with a phone call and just check up with them again. Don't tell them, I just saw that you clicked a link in the email, but just just an opportunity for you to know that they're engaged, that they're interacting. So that's one. The other widget that I would like for you to add to your dashboard, go ahead and click Add Widget, is Marketing Email Stats. And this is just going to give you an overall view of your email marketing. And so you can see how many emails were sent over the past 30 days. You can see your open rate, your click-through rate. Another one you'll want to monitor are your complaints. These would be people who are identifying your email as being spam. And that's what Infusionsoft is going to watch very carefully. If that number gets too high, you're going to hear from them. And we don't want that to happen. So just another good widget to think about adding to your dashboard widget. So we've done a lot here in this session. You worked on your user signature. You learned how to conduct a search and start that email broadcast. We looked at the email builder and how we've got some snippets we can drag and drop, and how to modify an email. We talked about scheduling that email. And hopefully you were able to, during this session, get your very first email scheduled. We also looked at reporting, how we can monitor the results of our email broadcast. So congratulations, excited to hear about your results, and I'll see you on another training.